This video will cover the various components you can easily repair. They include the on-off switch, the manifold, the water inlet, and the GFCI. Place your machine face down on a stable workbench or table. Remove these 4 screws and then roll the machine onto its back and lift off the front cover. Remove these 4 screws. Lift the power cords out of their secure spots. This will give you some flexibility with the wiring. Remove these 4 connectors. You may want to use some masking tape to mark each wire and note the position on the switch before removing them. Use a small screwdriver to press in the barbs on the back of the switch, forcing it out of the faceplate. Discard the old switch and install the new one, and make sure the orientation is similar to what is shown here, or you might install it upside down. Reseat the wiring into the 2 secure spots, then place the switch panel back on the machine. Reinstall the 4 screws, tightening fully to ensure a good waterproof seal. Remove these 4 bolts. Lift off the old manifold and slide the microswitch assembly out of the manifold. Insert this screw into the new manifold arm and tighten down with 2 wrenches. You want to make the new assembly have the same dimension here as the old one. This activates the total stop system and needs to be as close as possible to the old assembly. Clean off the face of the pump head with a cloth. Place the gaskets in the manifold, and slide the microswitch assembly into the manifold. And place the assembly on the pump head and tighten these 4 bolts securely. Remove this large plastic nut from the outside of the back case. Lift the power cords out of their secure spots. Then remove the screws from the switch base. Carefully lift the motor pump assembly out of the case. Remove these 4 bolts. Remove the old water inlet. Make sure your new water inlet has the gasket in place, then position it on the motor pump. Replace these 4 bolts. Place the motor pump back into the case and replace the 4 screws in the switch base. Replace this large plastic nut. Tuck the power cords back into their side pockets. Position the cover back on the unit. Roll the unit over and replace these 4 screws. Replacing the GFCI is very easy. Make sure the GFCI is unplugged. Remove these 2 screws. Lift the bottom cover out of the way. Then remove the 2 screws on the wire harness brace. Remove the wire harness brace. Lift the gasket up a bit and loosen the 3 wire terminal screws. Pull the wire harness up and out of the GFCI. Insert the wire harness under the gasket into the new GFCI. Make sure the wires are in the correct color-coded terminals. Seat the wire harness under the gasket into the GFCI. Insert the wire harness brace. Tighten all 5 screws securely. Place the cover on the GFCI and tighten the screws securely. Check that the gasket is securely sealed.